you don't have that time delay on your push where you have to slowly siege, unsiege, and continue to leapfrog those tanks into position. The Warhounds are so mobile that they supplement the bio push very well, and they add that extra DPS, and they also tank very well.
Absolutely, man. We'll have to see if WhiteRa has a strategy here to defend against that type of attack. We are now started into Game 2. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, all for tuning in. And we are now on Fractured Glacier, WhiteRa's map choice. And let's go ahead and introduce the players, man. In the 12 o'clock position, we do have the pink Terran player. It is Quantix Illusion. And over at the 3 o'clock position, WhiteRa's map of choice, it is, of course, the red Protoss player, WhiteRa.
All right, Grandpa Toss. Put that brilliant mind of yours to work. Think of some special tactics, and let's find a way to stop that push because, you know, I can't see Illusion not trying to use something similar to that again. I mean, it was just so effective.
And you know what, man? WhiteRa opened up with the safest possible build. In my eyes, the safest possible build to defend against that. He opened up with, obviously, Nexus first, which is fine, but then he went 3-gate and Robo, and that allows you plenty of production. Usually, you should have enough to defend against that, and
well,
I can't really imagine any other build that would allow you more units to help defend that.
Well, I think that the Mothership Core...
Losing that.
No, I think that building the Mothership Core before the Robo really delayed his Robo. I think just canceling the Mothership Core altogether, adding a 4th gate and a quicker Robo would allow him the production necessary, because at that point you can have an Immortal out, you've got the 4-gate production, and as is, WhiteRa almost held that off, even with the probe pull.
Don't forget the 3 Stalkers he had in the base.
Oh, I know.
I forgot about that,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, he was worried about that Hellion drop, so he had those 3 Stalkers still stuck in the main, and it's just really too bad for him, but yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that would be the best possible opener to hold something like this off, and we do have Nexus first tier once again, and Command Center first tier from Illusion, so Illusion changing things up this time around.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it's kind of interesting. WhiteRa might overcompensate this time around and play a more like we discussed, adding additional production facilities, in which case Illusion has already totally switched things up, and he's going for a very macro-centric build here. We do have a 2 racks follow-up here from Illusion. No gases just yet, so just a standard CC first tier build from Illusion, but nothing out of the ordinary just yet.
And WhiteRa sends his probe down the wrong way first, so he's going to get the late scout here. And once he gets up to the front door, I don't think he's going to see the command center, but he can probably judge by the timing of the barracks that it's probably a CC first. It's usually pro gamers can make that judgment call very, very easily. That probe couldn't make its way up because there's a wall there, so it's messing with the probe's artificial intelligence, but it will eventually manually get up there, and meanwhile, we do have that probe coming up, but there's a Marine there.
And another thing is, so that Marine, let's see what...
See
wow,
anything.
So WhiteRa totally playing in the blind here.
Yeah.
He has no idea about this CC first, and, you know, he's got to be... And there he adds a 2nd gate already before the Cybernetics Core finishes. He's got to be assuming that Illusion is doing something along the same lines. I mean, Illusion very intelligently putting his command center on the high ground. And it's really too bad for WhiteRa that he ended up scouting him last, because that really hurts, because, you know, essentially he has no idea what Illusion is up to this game.
Now, these rocks are going to be weakened out, so if WhiteRa comes in with the probe and he sees the rocks, he might be able to say, well, those rocks are pretty low, or the rocks have already been broken, and if Illusion's doing that, then he's probably expanding and he's probably not going to attack. And look, the rocks have fallen down now, so that could be an indication to WhiteRa that there is an expansion behind those rocks.
Oh, wow, very interesting. Both players actually working those rocks down, and, you know, that's an interesting strategy on this map, because it does give you that semi-permanent wall. You've got the permanent wall on one side, and obviously the destructible rocks that do fall down after the avalanche of doom.
Yeah.
And
which does 500 damage.
Yeah, it does. And it gives both of these players an opportunity to go with these very, very macro-heavy styles of play. I wouldn't be surprised to see Illusion maybe add an additional command center here pretty soon. WhiteRa probably going to add a lot of production here. He's also getting a bunker at the front right now, just playing extra safe. And So that's a double factory opener here.
Yeah.
With 2 additional Raxes.
You know, he seems like he's going to play some type of biomech strategy because he's adding on 2 reactors and a tech lab on the factory. So maybe like Marine Warhound.
He could be going for that deadly Marine Warhound push. Is that a reactor or a tech lab coming? Another tech lab?
That's another tech lab.
So it looks like we're going to see a 2 factory, 2 racks Marine Warhound push here from Illusion, which could just be absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
It's going to be so difficult for WhiteRa to hold that off. And WhiteRa once again gets the mothership core.
Yeah, he gets the mothership core out. He needs to get this observer out across the map right now to figure out what's going on inside of Illusion's base. Once he sees the 2 reactor barracks and the 2 factories, he should be able to deduce that it is a Warhound Marine push. And to adequately defend against that, now he's got the rocks that'll help buy some time, but not much. He's going to need to get sentries for force fields and a good combination of the Stalkers. And the Stalkers, they're actually not that great against Marine Warhounds.
No, not at all.
And Immortals actually aren't that great against Marine Warhound either. So
you know,
Protoss has this predicament, like, what units do I get to defend against that? And Colossus certainly seems to make sense, at least against Marines.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, oh, is he already moving out? It looks like Illusion is already trying to hit this timing push here. Yeah. WhiteRa hardly has any units on the field. He's teching to Colossus at the same time here.
Yeah.
He is going to be harassing the main, though. Perfect timing right as Illusion moves out. He's going to start harassing that SCV line. Illusion doesn't seem to care. 0 Fs given from Illusion, going straight towards the natural. Going to start working down those destructible rocks. He doesn't have that many units in his main to deal with this, but WhiteRa has nothing back at home to deal with this. No sentries, and oh no, he warps in Zealots. He had enough gas for sentries there. He needs sentries. He needs to buy time. He can't allow these units to just run straight into the natural here, or he is just absolutely dead.
Well, he's brought the Warp Prism out, so he's going to be able to save some of his units using the Purify now on the Mothership Core. He's going to need to micro so well here. The Immortal is going to drop oh so quickly. And now the Mothership Core, will it be enough to take out all these Marines? If the Core can take out all the Marines, it can finish the Warhounds.
Wow, the Mothership Core actually doing an excellent job right there, getting quite a few kills. He has brought the Warp Prism back, I believe.
Oh, but
unloading on top of the Marines, loses the Warp Prism, but you know, he managed to hold this off without taking too many losses here. There are 2 more Warhounds left over. He lost 4 workers there, but he's rebuilding his Mothership Core, and that was an excellent, excellent usage of the Mothership Core right there.
He kept it on the high ground. He kept it away from the Marines for as long as possible. The Purify, it must have killed off something like 6 or 7 Marines. And I was mentioning, if he can finish off all the Marines, those Warhounds have no chance of getting in against a Purifying Mothership Core due to lack of anti-air from the Warhounds.
Now, let's see what Illusion's follow-up here is. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's just going to... Oh, and he's also swapped out 2 of his barracks for additional Hellion production here. So he's switching into full mech. And, man, Illusion showcasing some very, very clean Heart of the Swarm Terran builds. I mean, he is really pushing the envelope on
Here we go, man. Comsat coming down, and he's going to have the force field. 1 force field comes down. That's going to narrow that choke point, and Illusion says, well, I don't want to let my forces get caught on the other side of it, so I'm going to wait. No, he's going to actually ram his way up. The Mothership Core has enough energy for a Purifying. The purification process begins.
Oh, I think he might have jumped the gun on that purification.
Yeah, and you know what? Illusion can wait for the Purify to end.
Colossus is out.
He's going to have to micro this Colossus away from the Warhounds. And will WhiteRa have enough to hold off the Marine Warhound Hellion push?
And, you know, so many players have been talking about this Marine Warhound push. It's just so devastating. But WhiteRa doing an excellent job holding on here. He's chrono boosting out those Colossus. Thermal Lances are on the way. He's also getting his weapons upgrades here. Illusion just now starting his mech level 1 upgrades. He's also getting bio +1 upgrades and stim at the same time.
Interesting.
So we are seeing straight up biomech here. There is a 3rd command center up for Illusion though, so his 3rd is going to be up quite a bit earlier than WhiteRa's. He's also got WhiteRa pinned into his base, pinned into his natural, essentially pigeonholed. There's nothing he can do to grab a 3rd base, so WhiteRa's going to have to find a way to push out here.
And one of the things about Colossus is they aren't the greatest against Warhounds. Once the Haywire launches off, the Colossus can take a ton of damage. It looks like Illusion's going to try to make a push here, but there is a force field preventing the forces, at least from all running up at the same time.
The Colossus doing a lot of damage, though.
And Colossus, if they can keep that extended thermal lance, which they just finished, they can be a great deterrent against this push. But you made a great point, Pain User. Illusion has a contain right now
He really does.
on WhiteRa, and I think a lot of players have been talking about this. The one way to stop Warhounds is Charge Rod Archon. Warhounds don't affect any of those units.
Yeah, but they can kite them to Kingdom Come. I mean, well, Charge Lots can chase them down and get swipes in, but it's still even a difficult proposal, even with the Charge Lot Archon. I think the Colossus is actually a pretty good answer. I mean, if you can avoid getting the Hellfire missiles to just instantly kill one of your Colossus, which can happen if he gets enough Warhounds.
Sure.
You know, they do a lot of sustained DPS. They've got a lot of range, and they really don't allow the Warhounds, excuse me, they don't really allow the Warhounds to use their strength, which is their speed and their kiting ability.
This is crazy, man. Quantum Illusion has a bunch of Battle Hellions out here. He set up the contain, love the positioning right outside the choke point. If WhiteRa tries to step out, he's going to be all bottled up, and of course, Illusion's going to have the better concave. What is this Colossus
What are you doing? Oh no!
WhiteRa just throwing away a free Colossus right there.
Oh no!
I'm not sure.
I think he was trying to send the Observer out to get more scouting information.
And wait, he's using Purify right now, too. I think he's going to make his move. He's going to make his move. He knows he can't stay bottled up forever. He's going to come out, but there's a ton of Battle Hellions here. Those Zealots are going to get burnt and roasted alive. I don't know if WhiteRa's going to have enough to defend, to push out, and I think this could be GG.
Oh my goodness, that contain. He had the perfect concave right there. WhiteRa sacrificing that Colossus, ends up losing everything and dropping the series to Illusion 2-0. Illusion just looking unstoppable here thus far.
Yeah, that was a really good build by Illusion. Both games, just a solid, incredible play. Guys, WhiteRa isn't necessarily out. I mean, he's out of the grand finals, but we are going to have a third place matchup. And you know what, guys? Do you have any closing thoughts on that match?
I mean, just it's clear that Illusion has really thought these builds out. His swapping of the buildings, opening up with the double reactors on the barracks to get a ton of Marines out. And then swapping 2 more factories onto those reactors to pump out a ton of Battle Hellions. Just really, really impressive stuff.
All right, well, guys, that really sucks for WhiteRa. I think Illusion just had a better build planned, utilizing the new Heart of the Storm unit, the Warhound, to maximum efficiency. And
I mean, Illusion has just totally taken out Suppy and WhiteRa 2-0. Both very quick, very one-sided. He is looking outstanding in this tournament, and you know, this is going to be a crazy finals.
All right, guys. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. After this, we will have semifinal B. It is Cats versus Kawaii Rice. That's going to be pretty interesting.
It certainly is.
And WhiteRa will still be competing in the third place matchup. So for all you WhiteRa fans, you know, don't go anywhere. He's still going to be here. So please stay tuned. We'll go to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.